I want to read you a message I got from a dentist in Portland. She gave me permission to share it because she doesn't want what happened to her to happen to you. She writes, I'm sick to my stomach. Last month, I found out my office manager of 7 years stole at least $180K from me, maybe more. I trusted this woman completely. She handled payroll, insurance claim, vendor payments. I was signing checks to companies that didn't even exist. My dad always says, stick to teeth and hire good people for the rest. Well, look where that got me. 7 years, 180K minimum, and the advice that she got from here, hire good people and trust them. Her dad meant well, but that advice just cost her a price of a house. How she found out. Here's what actually happened. She got a call from her accountant during tax time. He looked at her expenses and said, who's Metro Office Solutions? You paid them $47,000 last year. She had no idea. Never even heard of them. Turns out Metro Office Solutions was her office manager's LLC. Fake invoices, but real checks. 7 years of it. The manager would write the checks, approve it herself, enter it into QuickBooks as office supplies, and then reconcile the bank statement so everything looked clean. Oh boy. One person controlled the entire money train from invoice to checks to reconciliation. That is not a job, honey. That's a license to steal. When they confronted her, she looked dumbfounded, made some story about how their medical supply vendors had changed their name and forgot to tell anyone. Kept a straight face the whole time, and it wasn't until they showed her the bank records, checks made out to her LLC with her name on it, that the story fell apart. Before I give you the fix, let me tell you what to look for if this is already happening in your practice. Warning sign number 1. Your bookkeeper or office manager gets defensive when you ask basic questions. Why was this expense so high? Should get you an answer, not an attitude. And if they're making you feel dumb for asking about your own money, that's a red flag. Warning 2. They never take vacation. Sounds loyal, right? Wrong. Thieves don't take time off because someone might see what they're doing. If your finance person hasn't taken a real vacation in years, that's not dedication. That is coverage. 3. Expenses are up, but you can't figure out why. Your revenue is flat, your team is the same, but somehow your monthly expenses jump 15%. And when you ask, you get a vague answer like, everything's expensive now. Yeah, that's true, but you may be getting robbed. If any of these sound familiar, keep watching. We're about to fix that. 3 steps. Step 1, split the money duties. Person A handles the money coming in, insurance claim, client payments, deposit. Person 2 handles money going out, vendor bills, payrolls, expense. Person C reviews the bank statements. That's you and someone outside your practice. No one touches all 3. That's it. That's the whole game. Here's what this looks like in real life. I work with a chiropractor in Seattle. Small practice, 6 employees. He had one person doing everything: billing, payroll, vendor payments, bank reconciliation. Classic setup for fraud. We split it. His front desk person started handling patients' payments and deposits. His office manager kept vendor bills and payroll, and we brought in a part-time bookkeeper. Just a few hours a month to review the bank statements and flag anything weird. 3 months later, the bookkeeper catches it. The office manager had been paying her personal cell phone bill through the practice account for 2 years, $4,800. Small compared to $180, but that's the point. We caught it early. Separation of duties work. Killer paper checks, for real. It's 2025. If you're still running paper checks, you're making it easy. They're slow, they're forgeable, and they leave no real trail. Switch to Bill.com or your bank's digital software. Everything gets logged in. Say $1,000 needs 2 approvals. Your manager requests it, you approved it. Done. This is a real example. Okay? A physical therapist in Austin, 10 employees. He switched to Bill.com last year. Every bill goes through the system. His admin uploads the invoices, categorizes it, and submits it for approval. Okay? Before it gets paid, he gets an email. Approved payment to ABC Medical Supplies for $2,300. He clicks the invoices, see what it's for, approve it, takes 30 seconds. Last month, he got an approval request for $5,000 payment to a vendor he never heard of. He asked his admin about it. Turned out it was a scam email that looked like it came from their insurance broker. The admin almost fell for it. Because of the dual approval system, it never went through. Saved $5,000 in one click. Step 3, weekly flash reports. You're not going to be in the weeds every day. You shouldn't be. But you need to see 3 numbers every week. Cash in the bank, revenue for the week, expenses paid out. Takes 5 minutes. If something looks off, you dig into it. If it doesn't, you move on. This is how you catch a $5,000 problem before it becomes a $180,000 problem. Here how it works. I set up this for a naturopathic doctor in Denver. Every morning she gets an email with 3 numbers. Week 1, cash is $45K, revenue $18K, expenses $12K, normal. Week 2, cash is $48K, revenue $20K, expenses were $11K, normal. Week 3, cash is $42K, revenue $19K, expensive $18K. Whoa! Expenses jumped from $11K to $18K in 1 week. She digs into it. Turns out the office manager paid the annual malpractice insurance early to get a discount. Totally legit, but she knew to ask because the numbers were off. That 5-minute review gives you control without living in QuickBooks. The objection I always hear, but my team is too small for all this. You don't need a big team. You need separation. If you got 3 people, split the duties between them. If you only got 1 person handling money, then you are person number 2. You review the bank statements. That's it. But I trust my people. Good, keep trusting them. But trust doesn't prevent fraud, systems do. And here's the thing. Good employees actually appreciate this. It protects them from being accused of something they didn't do. The only people who hate financial controls are thieves. But this sounds expensive. You know what? Expensive. $180K in stolen money. A bookkeeper reviewing book statements costs $300 to $500 a month. Bill.com costs $45 a month. We're talking maybe $500-$600 total to lock this down. That dentist in Portland would have paid that 360 times over to avoid what happened to her. The bottom line, point blank. That Dazzle Fights needs an update. Hire good people, then build systems that make stealing impossible. Look, you can't be a provider and a CFO at the same time. So at Healthy Bodies of Finance, we built these systems for health and wellness practices. We'll do a forensic review to see if you got leaks right now, and then we lock it down, separate duties, digital systems, weekly reports. I can't fix what's already happened to you, but I can make damn sure it doesn't happen again. So if you're ready to get control, link in description, book a call, and if this was helpful, hit subscribe. More real world finances coming your way.